Hello everyone. My name is Amit Mishra. As they have given me a nice intro to myself. Okay, uh, a quick intro about myself. So, by profession, I'm a corporate trainer and consultant for multiple companies. I am expert in data analysis, data analytic field, and I do take sessions on machine learning and artificial intelligence. I have expertise in blockchain, IoT, and big data as well, as these are also the domain on which the data analysis is important. Moving ahead, my things will start from this example as you can see on the screen. So, what is basically an analysis of the data? So, analysis is nothing but it's all about if we have a person, which is a foodie person, as you can see on your screen, and if I'll ask this person about, okay, tell me what is this image, everyone will quickly analyze it and they will say that, okay, that's a pizza. So that's called an analysis. You see the things and you try to analyze it. Like in this case, what I was expecting, I was expecting that somebody will tell me what is this object or what is this image is all about. The foodie person came into the rescue and he analyzed this data and gave me the result. That's what the data analysis is all about. On the fun side, or if I'll just talk about like, okay, how a layman will understand. So for the layman language, it's all about you see the data and you try to understand. Okay, we can take an example of a COVID-19. We see the analysis of that bar chart and line chart, which every newspaper and news channel shows it on their front page as their breaking news that, okay, these are the number of cases and this is the graph which is going on. What is that? That is data analysis. A company's manager is there. Company manager wants to see what is the growth. Let's say they are saying that, okay, there has to be 7% growth from last year or last financial year to next financial year. I want a 7% growth, the overall sale. What is that? When we say 7% growth, that is all about your data analysis. That my boss wants that next time the overall growth of the entire organization, especially in the case of sales, should be increased by 7% from the last day of the, let's say, the financial year of 2019. So moving ahead, this is all about the data analysis. So how we do it, how this analysis actually took place in this example. That's an empty brain. If I'll ask this person who has no knowledge about this image and all, he has no knowledge about the data. If the person will say, okay, we don't have the knowledge about the data, what we will do? For that, the brain isn't entirely empty. The person will say that, okay, what I will do? Because he don't have the knowledge. In that case, you have to first create an environment where I have to first feed certain information. And also at the same time, I have to say that, okay, this data means something like which is relevant to COVID, or it is relevant to the sales, or it is relevant to forecasting what will be price of a product after, let's say, after 1 year. So data is a multiple form. So before we do the analysis, we have to understand what is data. That is what this means. It's not just you take a data and you will say that, okay, I want the analysis. What type of analysis you will do? The analysis must contain certain information. Those are the things which you require. Okay, now what this will do basically, when you will feed a data with a particular knowledge, this will enhance the thing and it will develop a logic. Once you have the logic, then you can expect that, okay, with the help of data analysis, you can perform the forecasting, you can perform the predictions, which you might have understood in the case of machine learning and artificial intelligence. What a machine learning and artificial intelligence gives, it says that what will be the next day output, what will be the next 30 days output. But data analysis doesn't talk about it. It will just generate a logic where you are feeding a data and you are performing an analysis onto it. Now, this analysis can be there, this output which we are doing here This can be there in the form of graph, a simple graph, a general graph which we have. That could be there, which we can consider in terms of data visualization. Usually we say that is data visualization. I'll say that is data analysis. So we have the data here, and when we have the data and we have to analyze it, we have to also understand the data, whether it is about the COVID data, like the coronavirus, which I was discussing, or the data is relevant to the business. It's about the sales, or it's about the sale of the product, or it's about any of the part, like whether it is in the form of images and anything. It's all about, you should understand the data first and then perform the analysis onto it. Once you understand this analysis, it actually converts itself into a logical mind, where this mind is representing is what we do with the machine as well. See, suppose when I don't understand any data, what I will do, I have to read it. So this is all about the reading. This first phase was about the reading about the data so that we can have the information. So it's all about the knowledge. Now, once the knowledge has already been gained, then that empty brain will convert into a logical brain. That is what happens in the real case as well, right? When we talk about the normal human being, how we actually understand the things. We see A and then we say apple. Then this has been taught. This has been taught in a process. So this entire analysis is also an entire process which we have. I was talking about the input here. Now, input are varieties of things where in the data analysis, we have multiple options available. We are having various data sources. Like I will just discuss here, the data can be of a structure type, like we say that RDBMS type of data, or Excel sheet type of data, which is properly formatted data. Or this data can be of semi-structured, which is basically your industrial data, web data, or comma separated values, etc. There are plenty of things. And then we are having unstructured data. And this unstructured data is all about your images, signals, videos, etc. So this logic development will take place for one data by one data. You don't go for every piece of the data every time. You go for one type of form. Like suppose today I want to perform the analysis on a structured data. So I'll go with in a structured data. I will first study about it. I'll develop the logic, and then the insights about the data. I'll study the insights of the data. The insights means what are the hidden treasures about that data which we can present in a form of a graph. So data analysis is all about simple perspective that we will take a data and will present it. But it should be some information which we will get. It's not like a complete, okay, we have the data and we converted them into a pie chart. If that pie chart is giving you proper information, that's data analysis. Let's suppose how many number of cases are there, what is the total number of percentage cases reported overall total in COVID-19, how much percentage of the cases belongs to US. Now, if that is my agenda, then that is called as data analysis, and that we can do with the help of a pie chart. That could have been easily done. Next, why data analysis is trending right now? Now that we know that what do you mean by data analysis, okay, through a human perspective, this was I added here a human perspective. Now, why data analysis is trending right now? So first of all, we have to understand what is the status of the data overall in the entire world. If we'll see the overall growth in the entire world, this is how it looks like. So there are more than, if you will see the status of 2012, there was the entire digital universe was having near about 20 zettabytes of data, which contains all form of the data. It contains the data from the IoT. It contains the data from the web clicks, like whatever the activity we do on the websites. Social media work, like clicking on that particular like, then uploading the images. All these form of the data, they are getting collected collectively. There were just 20 zettabytes as of 2012. Then in 2014, it was all about it increased, and there was near about 31% increase from 2012 to 2014. and it is expected now in 2020 it has crossed near about 40 zettabytes, and by 2040 it is expected that it will cross 160 zettabytes. Now that is how the digital universe is increasing. Key sources are all these things which you can see on your screen, that some of the sources are the satellite data, the images. In fact, we have the medical data as well, which is contributing highly now. Medical data, IoT data, you might have heard about big data as well. So all these sources are coming up. Websites, whatever the click you are doing, like how we all this digital universe, they are using all piece and every piece of the data. Like suppose I went to the Amazon and I searched for a particular product, or I went to the Myntra and I searched for a particular product. That history which I have generated on the browser is a data source for the companies like Amazon, Google, and Myntra, wherever you are going. So that's a data source. What they will do, they gives you the advertisement in return, right? So all this is a result of the digital data, the digital universe data which we have. Okay, fine. That's too much of data to analyze. Now we need to go deeper into this so that we can analyze it, right? That's what we are here, and we need to understand it, like how we basically analyze it. So what is basically data analysis? Now data analysis is, suppose, the same thing which the human learned through the natural intelligence. If suppose you want to teach it to a machine, now this machine can be anything, like this can be a device of IoT like Raspberry Pi, or there could be a device of computer, a simple computer, or a supercomputer, etc. This is a naive machine. Naive machine is like a child which doesn't have any information in it. It's a complete empty information which it is having. About this same thing, I'll discuss about the pizza here. No knowledge about it. So somehow if this naive machine can start taking up certain decisions by looking into the image, and it will say that, okay, I have this image. Okay, what is the name of this image? The machine will say, okay, that's a pizza. This is called as your analysis. You saw the image and it correctly said, okay, that's a pizza. How we do all this thing? Now, usually people say that, okay, it's all about machine learning in data analysis. No, it's not about that. Why? Because all you require in the data analysis is a statistical function. Suppose I want to check just a probability, like probability of occurrence of any activity. Now, probability doesn't come under the machine learning part. Probability in itself is a part of just a mathematical function or a statistical function. So in data analysis, what we do is we take the input data and we use any small statistical function, and then we try to understand its hidden pattern. The machine, if you will try to define it, what is data analysis? So data analysis is all about understanding the data and decoding what is their hidden patterns. Like suppose we have a data which is in the form of a entire bunch of the group which has been given you. Okay, it has been given in a form of a raw form. Okay, like suppose data of varieties of product which has been given to you, and now you want to use this product, or suppose I'll just discuss it in another perspective. Suppose you have Netflix. Everybody understand Netflix, right? Netflix, Amazon Prime. So you have taken this Netflix and Amazon Prime data. Okay, you have fed this into this statistical function. Now, by some means, you try to decode this Netflix and Amazon data, which is of customer definitely, and you want to study the behavior of customer. And on the basis of that, you want to divide these customers into group of 3. Like customer 1 is someone who likes more to spend near about 7 to 8 hours on Netflix and chill, and they wants to watch drama series. Then the behavior of the customer, where the customer too is a working professional and he doesn't have 7 to 8 hours. What he does is he just take 1 to 2 hours of Netflix and chill, and this person likes romantic. Now this all are the hidden pattern. If I'll give you a raw data, your thing is to study that raw data and come to that conclusion that, okay, how many of the people are actually interested in all my customers availability. Then in that, how many of them belongs to group number 1 and group number 2, like whether they belongs to customer number 1 or customer number 2. And that is what called as study of the data and dividing them in and digging out the hidden patterns out of it. So that is what the data analysis is, and it is completely different from what we say that, okay, what is machine learning? What is machine learning and how it is different? We will study about it further. Okay, just a quick definition we have understood, but a definition will be a good thing which one should have. So what is data analysis? Is all about leveraging the wealth of digital insights available at your fingertips and embracing the power of business intelligence, which is called as BI. A perspective of sales is always associated with the data analysis because, as we have discussed here, it's all about increasing the sales, targeting the particular customer. All these examples, whatever the activity we are doing, whether it is ML or AI, whatever, these organizations, these top-notch organizations, why they are studying about it, so that they can work on their business intelligence. They can study the behavior of the customer and they can serve what they actually want. And if you will see the video of how actually Netflix work, you will see that they are totally focused. Their totally business is focused on the customer and its requirements. Suppose now we are having multiple series, like I'll take the example of the very famous show, which is called as Stranger Things, right? Now we are having into the season 4 has been announced. Why we are having so much of series of a particular show? Because that's what the business intelligence gave it. The idea, okay, this show is getting famous. The people like this type of show. And seeing all this thing, people started making up on the Netflix, started serving more horror shows because their people, they have started accepting it. This is all about the analysis, okay? So moving ahead, it's possible to make use, to increase this business intelligence thing. It is possible using analytics, more informed decision that will lead to the commercial growth, evaluation, and an increased bottom line. This is what the data analysis or data analytics do. Now, the person who perform all this activity are called as data analysts. Now, who are data analysts? Data analysts are who generally analyze well-defined set of data. And a well-defined set of data, that means actual structured data, and I mean here, the DB data, database management system, DBMS type of data. Okay, they analyze it and they give the answer to the tangible business needs. Like suppose, I give the example here. The business need is in the food industry, okay, like restaurant and all. What we can do so that their sales also increases by 10% in this COVID from last month. This is the business need. So if I'll give you this problem, and if you are able to give me a solution, then you are the data analyst for me. The problem is in the fooding industry, I want you to give me a solution. By any means, it could be like a logical thing as well. It could be a logical example. It could be analysis through the graph. But you need to give me a convincing result. It's not like, okay, I'm walking down the street and you will give me, okay, sir, just do this one and your sale will increase. And I will not, I'm a business person, right? So I will not get convinced to it. You have to give me the proof. And keeping in the mind I'm a business person, I will not understand the technical term. That's the part of the data analyst. The engineers, the mathematicians, those people will focus on that. So my problem was just this, that I belong to a food industry and my focus is that by any means, I want to increase the sale of, let's say, for Swiggy by next 10%. So if you are able to do this activity, for me, you are the data analyst. Okay. Of course, you need to support this by proper analysis, by the form of graphs, by the end, and then you will give me the business intelligence that if this is what you will do, then your sale will increase in the Swiggy by 10%. Okay, machine learning and statistics. Now, here what the thing is, the data analysis or data analysis, it contains both. It contains machine learning and plus statistics, plus visualization. So all you require is, I'll discuss about the machine learning, and I'll not focus on machine learning for this part. I will focus on the statistics analysis. Now, in the statistics, what you need to do, you need to present the data, you need to analyze the data, and also you need to collect the data. That means it will start from the source. Suppose you know the source of the data and you need to collect it. Then you need to perform the analysis. Like in this case, in the analysis of the data, you can use any statistical model, or you can present it in the terms of visualization. As I have discussed here, in the terms of presentation, it could be their simple visualization. Later, if suppose my requirement is that give me a prediction, give me a forecasting that what will happen for next 30 days, or prediction for sales of a product for next year on the particular month. Like suppose right now it's we are in the end of May, so all we require is that create a model which can use the power of statistics, plus I want to use the algorithms of machine learning, and I want to perform forecasting, predictions, etc. So if you can say that data analysis needs both of the things, but machine learning is independent thing. Of course, if you want to just make the predictions out of the data, then only you will add the power of AI and machine learning. Otherwise, your work can be just focused on statistics. Fine. How data looks like basically. So study of data is very important. Now, usually we have data sources which are divided into multiple things, and we denote them in terms of features, and this is your total collection of sample. You will argue, sir, that's a column and that's a row, right? But in terms of data analytics, this is not a column. So there you can see in the data analytics field, we are having features, and we are having feature 0, feature 1, feature n type of features are there. Now you will say, that, okay, that looks like a column. No, that's not a column. Column can be anything. Like suppose serial number can be a column. Serial number of a particular data can be a column. But does serial number gives you anything apart from giving you the raw number? No. That's not an informative data. Features are those particular data which should be giving us certain information. Like, okay, let's take a short example here. Just a minute. Suppose I am having a data from the university. So I'll take most of them are students. So I'll take the example of a student now. So let's say, suppose your university has conducted an exam, and in that exam you are having your entire data has been collected, so that the next year student who are coming up, they can see the performance of themselves, and not for the current one, like for the next semester, they can just do their certain type of things. Okay. Now, I'm just keeping it simple. Suppose serial number is there in the data set. Obviously, there will be a serial number. Then there will be name of the student. Then year-wise, of course, it is an year-wise collection of the data. And hours studied and hours rest. Fine. And By the end of the day, what matters for the university is how much marks. Now, if I'll just discuss here that, please tell me which should be the best, like suppose if my agenda here is I want to analyze for all the students that how much marks they will gain. Now this marks, scoring of the marks will not depend upon the serial number, definitely. So we can remove it. The name will not affect the marks of the student, definitely. The year is also not going to affect. Maybe a little role of the year will be there. Let's say somebody who is there in the first year, so likely they will get more marks, right? The teachers are more lenient towards the student. They are new. They are more energetic. Fine. And their focus towards the study is also there. The subjects are easy. The topics are easy. So yeah, let's consider the year, first year, second year. Okay, now comes up the hours studied and hours rest. These two are also important. So the marks is actually dependent upon the year in which the student is there and hours studied and hours rest. Now that is what called as the difference between our normal data and our data with the features. Features are those specific data which actually helps in giving you good result on which part? On your target part. So here my target was how we can improve the marks. For that, I want to perform the analysis. So if my focus on the marks and I want to increase it for a particular student, for them, the name of the student is not important. The serial number on which it has been placed, it is not important. It's the year in which he is studying, how much hours that person is focused to study, and how much that person is taking a rest just before the exam. That's what the data analysis is, and that is what the meaning of features. So that's the difference between a normal data and a feature. So here you study about that, okay, you have to come up to a part where you will get the features. And once you have got the features, then you will start the analysis by keeping in mind what is your target. Like in this case, the target was to increase the marks. Then there are varieties of data which we have. We are having data of structured, unstructured, semi-structured. Then we are having data of majorly two sections of this type. That is, the data can be of types, majorly two, all numerical, and second one is categorical. Now, in the numerical data, we are basically having two types, two subtypes. One is called as your discrete, which we say like 1, 2, 3, like that. Suppose true and false. Binary, 0 and 1. Whereas on the other side, we are having option like continuous. Now, there are thousands of examples which you can take for the continuous data, like shares price, cases reported for COVID-19, let's say, then price of the house, etc. Categorical. Now, categorical set of the data are majorly divided into two sections: nominal, names only. Nominal means names only. And this is completely different from the discrete. Discrete means a number will be there, but the number will be 0, 1 like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Suppose there are 10 classes of or 10 category of flowers are there. And those categories are divided into 1, 2, 3 like this. But at the same time, if this example, if I'll take here 10 categories of flower with names like rose, marigold, lily, etc. Those are just names. So that's your category, categorical data. And last one is ordinal. When there is a sense of order in your data, like ranks, position in IT jobs. Like you start from an associate software engineer, then you become a software engineer, then you become senior software engineer, etc. Fine. Now we will discuss about, so that was all about the different type of data. And to study about the data analytics, you have to study the data first. That is what the whole sole agenda. If you know the data, then only you can take the decision. So these are some of the data type which we are having. There are plenty more, but their categories are this much only. There are categorical data, nominal, ordinal. There are numerical data, which is discrete, continuous. Types of data analytics. So type of data analytics is divided into 4 major categories. One is your descriptive, the other one is called as diagnostic, then third one is predictive, and fourth one is perspective. Okay, what is descriptive type of data? Let's study one by one. So descriptive means what's happening. This is most common of all the form in business. It provides the analysis. What you can do here is that you take the measures and you understand the data here, that what is going on. The analyst uses some key metrics. Key metrics like, what is the metrics here? Suppose one of the example I will just give you from the pool of statistics. It's called as your central tendency. Now, if I use central tendency, most of you will say, what is that central tendency means? Then, what is mean by central tendency? Mean, median, and mode. So, studying about the data, whether your data is normalized or not, that is also data analysis. Okay. An example could be like, suppose we are having a monthly loss and monthly profit and loss statement is there. Similarly, an analyst could have the data on a large population of the customer, understanding the demographic information on their customers. For example, 30% of our customers are self-employed, would be categorized as descriptive analysis. That is what I said. Suppose Netflix, take one other example. Suppose Netflix and Amazon Prime, they have collected all the people who are having their customers. And out of all the customers which are available, what they did is they want to just analyze what is the age group. So let's say the age group starts from 18 to 30. Now, how much percentage of the people are there which is between 80 to 30? Then how much percentage of their customer is there which belongs to 31 to 40? And how much of them are there, 31 to 50, I will say rather. And then how much of them are there which is above 50? What is their percentages? Okay. What is the graph which is denoting? So that is your descriptive part. Diagnostic. Why is it happening? The answer, the first one was what is happening. So you first study the data, it is called as descriptive analysis. Then we are having diagnostic analysis. Why it is happening? So you go into this and you dig out, okay, why it is going on. So this is the next step of complexity in the data analytics is your descriptive analytics. On assessment of the descriptive data, diagnostic analytics tool will empower an analyst to drill down and isolate the root cause of a problem. The problem could be like, suppose the last year the increase my app was popular between. Okay, I'll take the example from the real example right now, the TikTok scenario. Why it is happening? That's a problem, right? What is the root cause of it? If the analyst will able to understand this one, okay, why it is happening, then that is called as your diagnostic approach. Okay, you know the thing, like this rating of the TikTok is going down. TikTok app is going down. What is the root cause of it? And which are the particular region, which are the particular area from where, or the country from where all these the effect on the app is coming up. Now for that we use various tools. So well-designed business information dashboards, incorporating reading of the time series data. Okay, if it is all about the time series as well. So this is all about time series. Like suppose the rating of this app few months back was at the high. Let's say it was 4.9. As the study say, I don't know. Somebody said like it is 4.9 was few months back, and right now it is standing at near about 1.3 or 1.2. This is time series, isn't it? So what is going on? This is what called as your diagnostic approach, and this is again your approach from your data analyst. Okay, predictive. Now, as soon as this word jumps in that we want to apply predictive analysis, then it's nothing but it is all about apply ML plus AI approach. There could be multiple models, multiple algorithms. It's all about the algorithms in this. So apply the algorithms and reach to the result. In this approach, the person, the analyst, try to forecast like what will happen in the next 30 days for, let's say, again, real life example of coronavirus. What will be the number of cases reported in the next 30 days? Now, there is a 30 days, what is called as your time is been considered here. The days has been considered here. Now, that is called as your forecasting approach. Perspective. Now, it's not about only just a predictive part. You have to discuss here the perspective, that what do I need to do? Okay. Now, here comes, that's the next step after the complexity, understanding the complexity of the data and perspective model. The perspective model utilizes an understanding of what has happened, why it has happened, and a variety of what might happen. Again, same example. What has happened right now for the particular data, like for current scenario example, for TikTok or for COVID, you can take any one of the scenario. Then why it has happened, you reach to the root cause, and then what will happen. This is what the analysis part is. To help, and so we'll discuss about it. Analysis to help the user determine the best cause of action to take. So what should be the action we should take? That is called as your what do I need to do. So this action thing, this is all about your action approach. A good example for this will be traffic application helping you to choose the best route. The example of Google Map. Not every time using the Google Map is a good option. Like suppose you go to the city of Mumbai, right? And you are in a hurry. You are about to catch the flight or train, etc. Then, in that case, if you will follow the Google Map, I am giving you my personal experience. You will get stuck, leave your flights. You will not able to reach it. So, what is the perspective? Take an auto or take a taxi. They know the route. They will take the best route possible from your destination, so from your home location to the destination, and they will charge you more. But in that case, your perspective is important. What is your perspective? You want to reach to the your destination on time. Okay, so that is what the example is. This is all analysis is from the real life example. Okay. Now, from where all this data comes in, from where we collect the data? We collect the data from two major sources. First one is your big data. The other one is your web data integration. These are the two major sources. So what is web data integration? It's all about identifying what you want to get. Suppose, I'll take an example again. Why not just understand it? Suppose, I hope you are all able to see my browser. And if I'll go here, understanding it. So let's say I will go with Amazon.in, and in this, I want to search about iPhone 11. iPhone 11. So I'll go directly to the Amazon 11 here. Sorry, iPhone 11 here. Now I'll click on this product. But I just don't want to see these star ratings. I want to believe it, because there are multiple people who have given it 1 star as well. What about that 5% people? Why didn't they like this globally accepted product? It's a global leader in the market, right? So what is the thing they don't like? For this one, this star rating is not going to help me. So which one is going to help? I have to scroll it down, and the result of that lies over the comment section. Now, how do we get the comment? Can I see thousands of comments are there, and can I analyze it? The answer is no. Without the help of analyst, you cannot analyze this type of data. But what I want to discuss here is the source of the data. That's how the analysts work. What they will do, they will simply take this URL. In fact, I can take out this URL, and within 1 to 2 hours, I can give you the result that why this product the people, those who didn't like it, what were the main reasons, what they didn't like about it. Because what I can do is I can dig into this particular thing, and like suppose somebody have used the word, I will give you a perspective. Camera quality is awesome. The people who have not liked it, maybe they will say that okay, camera quality is quite not good, or it's too expensive. So what are the keywords they have used? What are those keywords? And I can generate a word cloud, and I come to a conclusion. I will just simply report it to my manager, and I will say that, okay, this is what's going on for my product. This is what the data analyst people do with web data integration. Fine. So we extracted, we prepared the data. So here, the data was not prepared. In this case, the data was not prepared. So it's a raw data, and you need to extract it. Extract the information from a URL. Fine. Then prepare the data, integrate it with the APIs which are available. And most of the APIs are available. Like, for example, if you want to integrate for any data, you want to integrate it with Google Map, you can use the APIs of Google, and you can present it. Then consume, like suppose, again I said, in the end of the day, it's all about the visualization, which we have to finish. It's not, you cannot show the result in terms of, see sir, this is the comment, and just understand this comment and okay, give me the analysis. You will just simply finish it at a nice word cloud, which will give you the result. So from extracting the information with the help of URL, and you will finish it at word cloud. That's what the data analyst people do. Okay, big data analytics lifecycle. Now that's the another buzzword which is there available. Big data. Big data means humongous amount of data. So these are the approach. This is the approach for the big data, and some of the tools are also there. So you first analyze your source. The source can be of two types. It's divided into two sections. One is called as your, like suppose in this case, there could be an IoT data. There could be a data from the sensors for the IoT. I'm giving you a perspective of IoT here. So there could be a data from these sources. There could be a GPS data, or the data from the websites, or the data is from database management system. All this form of the data will take, and then we'll ingest this data into the system by the help of Apache Scoop, Apache Flume. These are some of the tools which we use in Apache Kafka. We ingest this data into from the raw format, in the raw format, into my storage. Now, what is the storage of the big data is called? It's called as Hadoop. Hadoop HDFS, which is called as your Hadoop Distributed File System, HDFS approach. And what we do here is we use this storage, just like full form is Hadoop Distributed File System. We store our data in our DFS format, which is called as Distributed File System. Right now, most of the people, they think that servers are centralized system. Now, if you are among them, then please, from now onwards, do not think such, because in 2007, we have got a tool called as Hadoop, which has changed the entire database management system of most of the search engines like Google, Yahoo, etc. So their data centers run on Hadoop, and Hadoop is DFS. What is DFS? Distributed File System. So the approach is entirely different. And here again, so this big data part is all about how from a source of the data, you store the data and prepare it so that you can perform the analysis onto it. Now, analysis are divided into two sections in this. One is called as batch processing, or you can say it is your static data. And one is your stream processing, which we call it as real-time analysis. Okay, next part. Big data analytics and visualization. Now, these are some of the nice visualization environment which we have. This graph, this type of graph gives you the idea for the time series data. So that's the graph, and this is what we need. Some of them shows you like what is the time series data. This one is a box plot data. Box plot gives you the descriptive type of analysis. Okay, talking about the outliers, etc. There are plenty of things which it gives. Then linearity of the data. Suppose on increase of a particular thing, suppose you are increasing one thing, what is the effect on B? Suppose we have sample A and sample B. If we are increasing sample A, what is happening on the sample B? Is it increasing or decreasing? If you want to study about it, scatter plot. So usually we study about the linearity and non-linearity, linearity about through this. Histogram gives you, again, descriptive analysis. Bar graph gives you how much increase on per day. Next, skills required, very important thing. So what are the skills we require here? So we require the SQL, structured query language, Microsoft Excel, knowledge about Python and R, both. If you are focusing on data analysis part, you should have both the knowledge of, you should have the knowledge of Python, you should have the knowledge of R programming. Data visualization is very much compulsory. Understanding about the machine learning is, yes, it will be an add-on asset to your skill if you are approaching towards the job of data analyst. Then business intelligence, critical thinking, decision-making ability. These are some of the things which a data analyst people should know. Query language is very important in this one, and that is what makes it different from the machine learning. Machine learning is entirely different approach where we talk about big things, algorithms and all. Here we talk about simple thing as well, like even Excel is, if you know to analyze your data in Excel, that is also very important. I'll give you the idea, real picture. Okay, so most of the companies I'm talking about the people who are working in the industry, they're working on Excel for data analysis, just Excel, and they're earning in lakhs. It's not like very minimal amount of salary. Obviously, if somebody who knows about machine learning, they will have much more higher hike. But if a person who knows only about Microsoft Excel, I'm not talking about the Excel, how to create rows and all. I'm talking about how to perform the data analysis onto it. Like applying the statistics, applying the visualization, all onto just Excel can get into the job of data analyst. If you just need the Excel, you need just Excel. Rest of things are the higher version of it. You need, if you are a programmer, you should know R and Python for this. SQL approach is going to be very good and essential. Business intelligence, BI tools like Tableau, visualization tools like Tableau. Critical thinking, decision-making ability is also been checked for the data analyst position. Okay, the approach of the data, if you are applying to the artificial intelligence or machine learning or to the statistical analysis, all you require is a two-step process. First, train the model and then test the model. It is only about the artificial intelligence that what you take is you take the data and you train as per your target, and in the next case, in the next phase of the machine learning, you take an unlabeled data. That means you don't know the output. Let's machine decide. That is only possible when your training is completed. Okay. Use cases in journalism, in healthcare industry, for the diagnosis and analysis of the treatment. Suppose an X-ray data is there. From the X-ray data, I want to analyze whether the person will be having pneumonia or not, or tuberculosis or not. This is those type of disease which actually spreads. Like coronavirus also you can use. Okay, whether the person will be having a TB. Okay, MRI scan. This is also there, and they are using it. We are using this in the healthcare industry. Tourism, to increase the sale in the tourism industry, to increase the sale in the food sector or hotel sector, the restaurant sector. Okay, job hiring. This is also one of two things which you should know, that if you are applying for a particular job in the major organization, suppose there is a very MNC type of company which is there, and you are thinking, okay, let's just apply onto that organization. Your resume will be rejected within half an hour if you don't qualify for the particular skills they are looking for. Suppose they are looking for a person who should be having 6 to 7 years of experience, and you are a fresher. Even before it goes to the real HR, the screening takes place by the artificial intelligence, or you can say by the machine learning environment, which is nothing but it is analysis of the skill, analysis of your entire resume within few seconds. Customer analysis, we have discussed about the real life example that what I can do is I can take the URL from Apple iPhone 11 and I can tell whether my customer is happy with my product or not. And those who are not happy, what is the problem in that, so that I can improve it. So service improvisation. Banking sector, how to make happy clients. Fraud detection. Okay, safeguard our how to provide safety. There has to be zero fraud, and then only my happy client will be there. Okay, some real analysis for the COVID-19. Now this is called as your analysis of the data. This is also one of the analysis of the data, and these are real data analysis. I'll just discuss here why you will believe. This is my coding environment, and you can see this is what the data analysis can do. This is visualization, and I can, by studying in my laptop, I can every day I analyze it. And what is the total number of cases in India? I don't require the news channel to give me the graph and all. And I can see what is the approach of the various country right now. You can see the biggest entry right now is from the India, which was all about going all fine. But right now the approach is totally exponential, which is after, and if you will ask me what was the date, it was after, as soon as the May month begin, my COVID graph is totally changed. You can see that's the threshold point. From there, the graph is up, and it is moving up very fast. Every day the cases is increasing in this perspective. That is how the cases is increasing. Every day there is an increase and decrease. So zigzag it is going on. And you can see on 30th of April, there was near about 1800 cases. And after that, as I said, the cases is increasing rapidly, and it is exponential right now. That's why within few days, we are into the top 10 country. Last graph, which I have discussed, that was our analysis on the Google map. And these red dots are denoting these countries are having humongous amount of cases. That is what the data analysis can do. And the analyst, they do it every day. Somebody do it for fun, somebody do it for increasing the business by giving their approaches. And for that, the skills which are required are very important. I'll leave it up to here, and that's it. If you have any questions, you can ask me, and we'll take the answers. These are the skills you require for performing all this. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope we had a good session together. If you have any questions, you can ask me now.
So yes, we are up for the question. So we have couple of questions, so we can take it one by one. So the first question is from Sumit Chaudhary. Can't a company increase its star rating by payment and paid reviews? Similarly, company like TikTok, those have suffered in rating as most of users have unsubscribed it. The company can use paid and payment methods, fake users, to increase this rating.
That is why I said, look, now, of course, that is always there, that Google are earning all this thing by payment methods. That's how you can say that Google earns, right? So for that only I said, the approach should be, now here we are not talking about the how to increase the star rating, right? That's the part of the company which can, what are the measures the company can do? But I'm giving you an approach like what the analyst should be doing here. So it's not only about they are just increasing by paying, because it's also affecting the company an extra bit of burden and extra unnecessary. It was all going fine, but the company need to pay in millions just to increase their star rating so that they can be on the front page of the Play Store. But The analysts are also analyzing why it is happening. That is the approach the analyst should do. And that's where the analysis of the
Right.
comment and all will be there. So it's not about
Mm-hmm.
only the star rating. That's why I said, like, suppose if I want to
Okay.
discuss about if Apple is a good
Mm-hmm.
product or not. So
Okay.
Apple will be a good product only not by the star rating, but what are the other things people like about it? That can be understand that we can understand through analyzing the comments the customers are putting up on the Amazon or Flipkart, etc. That's a nice question, I
Right.
think.
Right.
Hmm.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir, for answering.
Yeah.
Yes. So we have another set of questions from Sarshwat. Sir, you talked about Google Map in Bombay, that not to take the help of it in Bombay. So why map is not accurate in Bombay?
Map is currently accurate in Mumbai, but that's where I said like that was just an example I gave for fun. Like suppose if you are in a city which is fully crowded, do not if you are in a hurry. So that was just a descriptive type of thing. Like suppose if you are in a hurry and you want to reach to your destination in quick time, so and there you will not see like which one is taking time more. If map
Right.
is making you reach to the destination on particular time, then you can take the help of Google Map. Otherwise, if you are in a hurry, take the help of the local people. They will know the shortcuts, which obviously the Google Map cannot provide you. Their algorithms are work in a different way. They goes for the shortest distances, but they will not give you the local street road. They will give you the main roads, right? So that was just an example which why you should take a favor of it. Okay, correct,
Okay.
correct.
There is again a follow-up question from the Sarshwat only. How data analysis help to predict the natural calamity before, so that we can take precaution?
We can study, like for example, we can collect the data for a particular country which is continuously facing the tremors of earthquake. Like you can take the example of Japan, which is like in Japan, earthquake is not uncommon. It's every day they feel like a little bit of tremors or every day. So what they are doing is they are collecting the history of what you say is historical data, like the data which has happened in the past, and they are
Mhm.
collecting it, and on the basis of it, they are doing this analysis. So
Mhm.
and they are avoiding. Okay, it's about to come. Like suppose you take an example of cyclones. We can predict the cyclones, right? We can predict like okay, it is about to come. But again, it comes like whether how vast your infrastructure is. Suppose if we are let's talk about this applying on a Japan will be very easy because they can quickly inform their people. They are very less population, isn't it? But if you were thinking like okay, let's apply this into our India, that will be a difficult approach because population is huge. Not everyone is having smartphones on their phone. Or so yes, it's not like that the people are not applying it. They are applying, and they are getting good result to avoid the loss of the people by analyzing all this data from their weather stations or the data from the various sensors or the data from the geostations, etc., or the satellites, whatever they are using. So it's a heavy task actually, but yes, they are trying to avoid.
Right, right. So thank you for taking this answer, sir. So yes, there is one more question from Suman Paul. So can you mention some difference between data scientist and data analytics,
Data
data analyst?
scientist, yeah, data scientist and data analyst, sure. Data analyst people, they can work only on Excel, as we can see. Okay, suppose I'm a new, I'm a fresher. So I will go and I will join the organization. The company will say, okay, what is your experience? I will say, okay, I'm a fresher. So company will say, okay, take this Excel sheet and try to analyze and perform the analysis onto it. That is a data analyst people. But if a data scientist is there, first of all, data scientist is an experienced profile, and the people who work as a data scientist, they have to do multiple jobs. It's not about only analysis of the data. Analysis of the data is one of the subset. The people who are working as a data scientist, they are performing the analysis as well as they give the suggestions that okay, this is what the approach you should apply, then only you can increase the sale of your company. They take the decision in the favor of how to increase a sale, how to forecast. Okay, what should be the forecast for the next 30 days and all? What should be the strategy of the company which they will take? So data analyst is something like you can say the junior to the data scientist, but it is part towards a data scientist. In short, this is what you can understand.
Okay, so we are taking the last question for the day, and then we will wind up the session. So it's again a follow-up question from Sumit sir. Data analysis can help only in the case of aftermath of any event. Can it be used
No,
anyhow before the occurrence of any event, like using predictive algorithms or some kind of it?
it can do like see, analytics is all about study of the data and then taking the decisions that whether by using the predictive algorithms, which we say that okay, machine learning algorithm or artificial by applying artificial or by applying deep learning, these are the predictive algorithms which we use in um, using apart from analyzing the data. But first we analyze the data. So you can say data analysis is just about understanding it through visualization, through various approach of your before applying the algorithm, we have to study the data, study the insights of the data. So data analyst is all about studying the insights of the data, and then you can apply this AI and ML approach that will become your predictive algorithm. That is what is called as your predictive algorithm. And we apply multiple algorithms there to come to a conclusive evidence, okay, that this is giving me better predictions. Yes, we do that part. So that is an aftermath which we do after studying the insights of the data. Data analyst is studying the insights of the data, whereas predictive analysis is a part of the people who are experienced in the data analysis field and they know what is machine learning, AI, etc. Thank you so much.
So I think there is one more question just come up. Only the last question we will take. So, sir, you talked about rating and comments. What do you that work? Who do that work? A human or the computer? Like taking the example of sudden decrease
The
in
decrease,
TikTok rating. Will the app
the
continue?
sudden increase in the rating is actually dependent upon. They have just if you see the rating was near about given by 28 million. What they just did is they have removed the people who have given the ratings. So they actually removed out, saying that okay, just remove out some million of the data. So yes, it's done by the machine. And what they did just that okay, remove out last 10% of the rating or last 20% of the rating. So last 20% of the rating they have removed out the entire. As you know, this start giving one rating was started just recently. So what they did is they just removed it from last 1% or less 10% of the data. They just removed it. So that was given by the machine, not by the human. But yes, the command was given by the human being. And for that, the TikTok have paid to your Google.
So thank you, Amit sir, for taking out the time for
Thank you.
us. And yes, session was very informative. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much here. All the best to everyone. Bye. Take care.